Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for the German National Tourist Board's presentation of Welcome to Germany, Scenic Routes, as hosted by Baxter Travel Media. With us today, we have Karina from the German National Tourist Board, Birgit from the Steinberger Hotel Group, and Joe from Deutsche Bahn. And we'll be starting momentarily. At this time, I would like to request that all questions for the presenters be written in the question and answer box that should appear on your screen, and the moderator will direct them to the appropriate presenter at the end of their presentation. If you do have any technical difficulties or queries for the moderator, we request that you write those in the chat box, and one of the moderators will be happy to assist you should you encounter any difficulties. Once again, we will be starting momentarily. Karina, whenever you're ready, we would like to invite you to please take it away. Once again, we would like to thank you all for joining us and enjoy a fantastic presentation.
Thank you very much for the nice introduction, Tabitha. My name is Karina Schumacher. I'm with the German National Tourist Office here in Toronto, Canada. And I welcome you all to our webinar today. I hope that you are all able to sign in and hear me clearly for my little presentation about Germany. There we go. So today I would like you to come to Germany with me and bring your imagination as you do so, as I will be taking you on some of Germany's famous scenic routes. So first of all, where is Germany located? It is the country colored here in yellow in the heart of Europe. And as you can see, it is really centrally located in Europe. We have about 82 million people living in Germany. So it's nice and cozy, but yet we have lots of encounters to make. So Germany is made up of 16 federal states. Some are smaller, some are bigger. We do have 3 city-states as well, Berlin, Hamburg, and Bremen, which you can see here, those little city-states. The capital of Germany is Berlin, with 3.5 million people living there in our capital, roughly. And other big cities that account for more than 1 million people are Hamburg, Munich, and Cologne. And for the Canadians, the most famous destinations in Germany are Bavaria, Berlin, Hessen, and Baden-Württemberg. And we'll be crossing through these in the presentation as well. What are the major transportation means within Germany? So once your clients have arrived, safe and sound, on one of Germany's big airports, usually the direct flights go to Frankfurt or Munich. There are different ways to get around, navigate through Germany, one being by air. We have 18 major airports in the country. You might also want to rent a car, take a boat, or do a river cruise. And of course, we have the German rail, and we have a presentation later on by Joe for Deutsche Bahn. So to give you some examples of some connecting times and to show you how really convenient and reliable the train system is in Germany, Frankfurt to Cologne will take you about 1 hour, and most of the train stations are also located within or in very close proximity to the airports, like in Frankfurt. And then from Frankfurt to Munich, for example, it will take you 3 hours by train, Hamburg, Berlin, 1.5 hours, and for example, Berlin all the way in the northeast to the south of Munich is 6 hours. So as you can see, traveling to Germany, it's safe, it's affordable, and which is a good factor for your clients to know as well, is that English is widely spoken. So we have many signs in English as well in our country, and most of the bigger major towns and also smaller towns, people do speak English as well, so it's very easy to communicate with one another. As our theme for this year is customs and traditions in Germany, I will be keeping this in mind. It's a lovely theme, and we're focusing on traditions, living traditions, culinary traditions, and arts and crafts this year. So I will be giving you some examples as we travel through Germany on our scenic routes. So you have some ideas of what your clients could get to know while they're in Germany. So let's start off with some of our over 150 scenic routes that we have in Germany. We don't have time to go through all 150 of them, but I'm going to give you some examples. And the reason why we have these scenic routes is because they are a perfect way to get to know Germany, to travel from one destination to another, to explore the country, some of the bigger towns, and then also some of the not so well known towns, some of the smaller towns where you will discover beautiful nature or castles, town centers, and so on. So let's start with the German Alpine Route, which is running in the very south of Germany by the Alps, from the Bodensee area in Lindau, which is by Lake Constance or the Bodensee, over to the east to Berchtesgaden by Lake Königssee. It runs for about 450 kilometers and crosses through the states of Baden-Württemberg and Bavaria. And here are some lovely images. So while you're discovering this route, which you can walk, cycle, bike, take the train on some extent, or drive by car, you'll enjoy stunning views. You'll see clear lakes and little creeks, as you can see in these pictures here. You'll see fairy tale palaces. There are over 60 spa resorts on this route. And then, of course, the alpine pastures where you can see the kettles and so on. Then you also discover gastronomic delights. So you can go into the taverns that they have and enjoy the local cuisine. But for more active travelers, we also encourage you to hike or raft, do some water sports on this route. Perfect for hiking, for climbing, and in the winter for skiing, and snowboarding. So there are many, many ways to discover this route. And really, you should encourage your clients to stop along the way and not just rush through this, because you will see some amazing views on this route. And as promised, one of the living traditions from this area, from Bavaria, is the Alpine Kettle Drive, which you or your client can witness at the end of every summer, where the kettles, thousands of them, beautifully decorated, will be brought down into the villages. And this is really a festival where all of the town, the people that are living in the little villages and towns along the way will participate. You'll be hearing music and seeing dances and have just beautiful way to experience this Alpine Kettle Drive. Next up is the Romantic Road. It is Germany's most famous scenic route for visitors from abroad. It runs for about 400 kilometers long from Würzburg down to Füssen, which is close to the castle Neuschwanstein. And along this road, of course, you'll be overwhelmed with the romance that Germany has to offer. You see, like in the first picture, beautiful towns like Augsburg, or the residence in the second picture on the upper right, Würzburg. You'll be overwhelmed with the hospitality of German towns and the people that live there. It also shows you the distinctive architecture and the individual style of each of these towns. And the Romantic Road is also known for its festivals and its living traditions. So you'll be able to enjoy medieval festivals, castle festivals, and so on this route. And a traditional arts and craft from this region, from the Baden-Württemberg region, is the cuckoo clock and the pom-pom head, which you can see on the right side. And when you're traveling through the Baden-Württemberg state, you can also enjoy or visit workshops where you can actually learn how to make a cuckoo clock and see how they're being produced. Next up is the Halftimbered Houses route, which stretches all the way through Germany pretty much, from the north, from the town Stade down to Meersburg by Lake Constance. It is roughly 2,800 kilometers long, and you will travel on this route through many, many small towns. Some of them are really hidden gems off the track towns. And the reason for this is that most of the bigger towns actually they suffered from destruction during the war, but all these small towns that were saved and secured during the war, they now boast with history of almost 1,000 years of beautiful these timbered houses, architecture, and your clients can really go through all these small little lovely towns and see and witness 1,000 years of history. So this is a very exciting route for you to discover the smaller, not so well-known towns. And of course, since this takes you through the heart of Germany, while you're in the Thuringia area, in the state of Thuringia, maybe in Erfurt, you can enjoy the Thuringian Bratwurst, which is a culinary specialty from Germany, and will give you just enough energy to move on and travel on your route. Next up is the Castle Route, of course, overwhelming with, again, stunning views of castles and nature, displaying some more of German's history and ancestry. So you will see about 70 castles on 1,200 kilometers, and this route does not even include Neuschwanstein, our most famous castle. So you see we have so many more castles that are worth visiting. You will see them all on this stretch, as you can see here, starting in Mannheim, which is not far away from Frankfurt, to the border of the Czech Republic. And then the Castor road will take you to towns like Nuremberg, seen in the first picture, and Heidelberg in the second picture. So you see we have many, many castles and palaces and beautiful towns in Germany, and they're always a favorite spot to visit for the visitors from abroad. And while you're traveling and you are getting hungry, you should try our Black Forest cake, which is from the Black Forest region in Germany. And I'm sure you're all familiar. It is fortunately one of Germany's most famous exports, so we can also enjoy it here in Canada, actually. And then before I let you go, the German wine route, which will take you onto culinary delights in the Palatinate region. You may not only want to enjoy the wines we produce in Germany, they're predominantly Rieslings, Pinot Grigios, and Dornfelders, but also the culinary delights that come with it, like the Flammkuchen, the Spätzle, and many, many other culinary delights. The German wine route is approximately 85 kilometers long, and as I mentioned, through the Palatinate region. And you really see beautiful vineyards along the way. This is Rüdesheim, one of our famous wine towns on the Rhine River. You can see it, enjoy it from the Rhine River from the view, or you might also want to walk on this narrow path through the wine mountains. And then, as a living tradition from this area, in connection with wine, if you should tell your clients if they see a wine wreath above the door of a tavern from a vintner in that area, they should go in, because this means that the vintner has just opened their backyard, their tavern, their house, and invites all the visitors, the locals and the tourists, to come in and try the newest wine they have produced. So this is always a good piece of advice, I find. And as I mentioned, we have over 150 or around 150 scenic routes. I'm not able to tell you all of them right now in this presentation, but we have more information on all of them on our website. I'll give you the link at the end, and you should really use this as a very good way to map out a route for your clients in Germany. And then for next week, I just want to remind you that we are focusing on traditions and customs. And next week, I will show you some events and living traditions from Germany. So here's a little sneak preview at some of the living traditions I'll be talking about next week. And as I promised, our website can be found at germany.travel. It will give you information on all of our scenic routes, our traditions and customs, and many, many more good advice. And I would now like to say auf Wiedersehen for now, and pass on the word to Birgit, who is the Director of International Sales from the Steigenberger Hotel Group. Birgit, whenever you're ready.
Great, thank you, Karina. Let me just do a little switch here. Okay. Just 1 second, should be there any minute. There we go. Great. Well, thank you very much, Karina, for the great presentation about Germany. I'm very delighted to be on this call today, to have the opportunity to present Steigenberger Hotel Group to our Canadian clients and agents. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Birgit Albecker. I am based in the United States, in the New York City area, and I've been with the company for about 15 years, so I hope that I can answer most of your questions, and if I don't have the answer, I know who to turn to get the answer. Steigenberger Hotel Group is not an everyday's name here in North America, so that's why I really welcome these opportunities like today. And the intention for my participation in our call today is not so much to give you details on the various properties, but really to ensure that you walk away with an understanding of what Steigenberger stands for and what our portfolio can offer you and your clients. So really these terms that were chosen for this slide really represent what Steigenberger stands for. The company was founded in the 1930s by the Steigenberger family. In the meantime, since 2009, the ownership has changed. The Steigenberger family decided to sell all their shares, and yet today we're still privately owned with the majority shareholder, and we're one of the leading hotel groups in Europe. So we stand for great hospitality, European hospitality, great German quality, good reputation, and long history, and so on. So let's take a look at where we are today in regards to our portfolio. So we currently have about 95 hotels, with the majority of them being in Germany. So you see Germany right here. That is our core presence. That's where our corporate headquarters is located. And we do have properties in the neighboring countries. So we have the Netherlands, Belgium, one property, with Switzerland, Austria, but we've been branching out, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it in the next slide. So we've been leaving the German borders, the German-speaking areas a little bit, and we have several properties in Egypt, and we opened this in 2014, our first property in Asia, in Beijing. So you have an overview here of where we are today. And to be really accurate, I should really say that we have 106 hotels if we consider all the signed contracts, so confirmed openings that are planned already now and contracted. Those openings will be happening in the next 2 to 3 years. So you see the list here of the regions where we already have new openings very concretely planned and also announced through the press. Our GDS code for all of our properties is SR. And now I'd like to tell you a little bit about our brands. So we have the Steigenberger Hotels and Resort brand. That's, I think, what many of you are familiar with. We have our Intercity Hotel brand, which I'll introduce you to as well. And if this call would have taken place in January, I would have stopped at this point. But very excitingly, just about 3 weeks ago, we had a major press announcement in which we informed the world, so to say, that we have a third brand that we introduced, which will be launched in September of this year. So that will be called Jazz in the City, and it is literally going to be positioned between the Steigenberger Hotels and Resorts and our Intercity Hotel in regards to caliber and so on. So let's look at some, what are these brands really standing for? Steigenberger Hotels and Resorts currently makes up a good 50% of our total portfolio, slightly over 50%. We can call it, let's say, the upscale brand. Very characteristic is that many of our properties are historic landmark buildings. You'll see one of them here. We'll see a few more in the following images. They are in prime locations, either in a city center or in more leisure-oriented locations. So let's say Baden-Baden, for example, would be one of the leisure destinations. We set ourselves apart by not being a cookie cutter type portfolio or company. So we range in size and in style quite a lot. Our smallest property in Zurich has just about 50 guest rooms, and currently our largest property is at Frankfurt Airport with just under 600 guest rooms. The architectural designs you will see in the following images are very different. We range from historic, classic to contemporary, trendy. And our brand Steigenberger Hotels and Resorts continuously is getting awards that reassure you and your travelers of the quality of service and the quality of the facilities. Since January 2014, all of our property of all brands are offering the internet access at no cost. So I might say a couple words to the one or the other hotel. Otherwise, I would like you just to pick up some of the styles and impressions. So this is one of our flagship hotels, the Steigenberger Frankfurter Hof in Frankfurt, right in the heart of the city. As you can see, very historic landmark. Fantastic renovations were completed in the last 2 years, and we know can can boast about having the largest and most luxurious hotel spa in Frankfurt with just about 1,000 square meters, about 10,000 square feet. These are some views from the inside. Our property in Brussels, we were excited. We have it only for about 2 years now. It was the former Conrad Hotel in Brussels, quite famous, also here in North America. Used to be the flagship property, and it is now one of our flagship hotels. We're very happy to share that all of the guest rooms have been completely renovated and most of the public spaces, and there's some additional work taking place now as we speak in the next month, so we're very happy about this historic hotel. Some images of the interior of the newly renovated rooms. Vienna is one of those great examples where we took on a historic building, kept the outside facade, shelled out the inside, and built a brand new hotel inside with a little touch of contemporary. You find that kind of concept quite a lot at many of our hotels. Though we also build new properties, we take over properties, or we take over properties and then build new ones inside. Leipzig is a similar example of what I just told you. This is a former monastery in Constance, so just on the southern part of Germany, bordering Switzerland. This is the famous spa I just mentioned to you that we physically added 2 years ago in Frankfurt at the Frankfurter Hof. This is just the Turkish hammam portion of the spa. Düsseldorf, also very elegant hotel on the Kö, the famous Königsallee, famous shopping street, so prime location. Steigenberger Airport Hotel. This is our smallest room type at the hotel, but the most recently renovated one. We have different room categories at that property, which is just 4 minutes by shuttle from the terminal, nicely surrounded by forest. Another impression of Düsseldorf. Berlin. We opened yet another hotel last year. Beijing, very large and spacious. That hotel is connected to the Audi world, the Audi car company world in Beijing. And I think that has given you a nice impression of the different ambiances and architectural styles. The intercity hotels, we are here having a more mid-scale brand. It's very functional. All the hotels are very modern. They're more uniform in themselves than, for example, the Steigenberger hotels and resorts. The reason for that is that most of the time we newly built all the intercity hotels, and they have, let's say, 2 to 3 room categories, so not quite as diverse in the sense of room styles, and you'll find them to be more similar to each other. One great amenity that I will be introducing to you in a second that we are very proud of. So here the key characteristic is that the intercity hotels are always located in the heart of the city, right by the main rail station. So it's a perfect pairing on our call today that Joe is on the line, or Joachim is on the line from the German Rail, because we're very good partners in Germany, because the German Rail is a great way to be moving from point A to B, and then you have the easy access to our properties. Also here we're offering the free Wi-Fi, and I do have to correct myself. I mentioned the city center locations, which applies to the majority of our intercity hotels, but we do also have a few airport locations with this brand. Some impressions of intercity hotels. You'll see they're colorful, young style, and functional. Everything that a business or corporate traveler would look for is there, and it's ideal for those that are not necessarily looking for the true 5-star properties. The hotels range from 3-star plus and all to 4-star. All the newly built ones in the last 3 years are already automatically 4-star hotels. This is one of our most recent openings in Berlin. So that is the style that you would see with all new upcoming openings, let's say within the next year or so. So I mentioned a unique amenity. It's really great. Most travelers are very appreciative of it. It's called the Free City Ticket. Basically, what it allows you, or allows the guest, is to use the local public transportation system throughout the stay, and that is valid until midnight on the checkout date. Local is really what the township declares as local. So in some cases, in some cities, it includes the trip to the airport. In the case of Mannheim, for example, I know Karina mentioned Mannheim earlier as being close to Frankfurt. In Mannheim, you can actually take the public transportation and ride it for free all the way into Heidelberg. So the local network is determined by the township or by the city, and public basically refers to any subways and buses, metros, and so on. So this is a great amenity. It's environmentally friendly. It saves the traveler quite some money because taxis in Europe can be pricey. It's stress-free, really, because you don't have to go figure out where am I now and where do I need to go in the city that I don't really know very well, and what is the next subway stop called where I need to go. So that's very easy for you and the travelers, and it just gives you great flexibility. Now to our newly announced brand, Jazz in the City. Basically, we will be launching it in September. I'll let you take a look at the little text that we incorporated here on your own. I won't read it to you. They are basically really targeting the younger, contemporary business traveler as well as leisure travelers. We will greatly incorporate local artists and the local cuisine into the hotels. We'll have changing exhibits at the properties, and it will overall be a more trendy product. So we now can really offer all a great range to more the classic and high-end traveler, the more moderate traveler, that wants a great place to stay in a central location but not spend too much money. And then we target also now, we cater to the younger generation, but also in the business field, the employees. For you, on the travel agent side, we have a great tool. Of course, we have our general websites, but we have a travel agent website, which we introduced about a year and a half or 2 years ago. You'll see it here in yellow, steigenbergertravelagents.com. It's a great way to find promotions, general company information. As you see right now, this only shows our 2 brands that will, of course, be updated. There are some games you can win and so on. It's a very quick way to register just with your name and your email. I think that is all that's needed. So if you'd like to take that down, that would be great. We would look forward to having new people register. Again, to your contact in Canada, we had until recently a team in Canada that represented our portfolio. That is no longer the case today. We have made some changes there in January. So for the time being and until further notice, please contact me with any questions, any business issues, or any need that you might have with reservations or VIP requests or any just questions. I'm here for you. And with that, I'd like to thank you very much and hand over the microphone, so to say, to Joachim.
Thank you very much. Just give me some seconds to share my screen with you. There we go. Okay, excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome from my side also. My name is Joachim John. I'm sitting here in Frankfurt, and I'm the sales manager for our non-European markets for DB, Deutsche Bahn, German Railways. Today, you now heard a little about where to go in Germany, which hotels to stay in, and I want to tell you something about how to get around in Germany. This is where Deutsche Bahn, German Railways comes in. It's the smart way to travel in Germany and in Europe at a high speed. So who are we? Deutsche Bahn operates the train network in Germany, and our trains run in Germany to over 150 cities. So each and every of the big cities can be reached. We also have access to almost any of the hotels you just heard about, maybe except those in Egypt and in China. But our trains, they run to Amsterdam, also to Brussels, to Austria, to Switzerland. You can go almost anywhere in Central Europe with our trains. The good thing for Deutsche Bahn is that the network does not only cover the city centers. Customers that come from Canada, for example, or from anywhere else in the world, they can fly into Germany and start their rail journey at all the major airports. We have train stations in all the big airports. So like in Frankfurt, you land in the airport, you can have direct access to Terminal 1, and underground Terminal 1, there's a railway station where you can access the train and you can explore Europe and Germany as you wish. As I said, we connect more than 150 cities in Europe, but we also connect 80 foreign cities with our trains. We not only have trains, what you see here is ICE, the high-speed trains. We also have bus connections abroad at very competitive travel times. Like you see here, Paris, Frankfurt in less than 4 hours. You can go from Frankfurt to Cologne in less than 1 hour. It's really convenient to use the trains. Another picture, it's our state-of-the-art train. It's the ICE, the Intercity Express. There you can travel with up to 300 kilometers an hour. We have 2 classes in Germany, the second and the first class. First class includes at-seat service, complimentary newspapers. You have leather seats. So you simply board the train and you can explore all through Germany. You see all the scenic routes you heard about. The scenic routes you heard about were about the roads, but also you see the lovely scenery of Germany when you look out of our train windows. Besides our high-speed and long-distance network, which covers the major hubs and the bigger cities, we also have regional trains. These trains, they run almost anywhere or everywhere in Germany. They cover the rural areas. They run at a certain timetable, at least one hour, one train an hour. So, and now I'd like to tell you something about which tickets we offer. Now you know something about the trains. The question is, which tickets should you use or should your customers use when they come to Germany? One of the best-selling products we have is the German Rail Pass. This allows you to travel unlimited through Europe quite flexibly. They are valid for at least 3 days, up to 10 days within 1 month. Prices start from 190 euro. Rail travel in Germany is really quite flexible because most of our trains do not need reservation. That means unless you have a ticket which is valid for the route you choose, you can board almost any train and get on and get off wherever you like. What you see here is a proposed route. Maybe you start in Berlin, then you cover Dresden, Württemberg, Munich, the Neuschwanstein Castle, visit the Black Forest, go to Frankfurt. You can do all that in, let's say, 4 or 5 days, and you only need 1 ticket for the trains for that. Here I wrote down some specifics of the German Rail Pass. As I said, it's valid for 3, 4, 5, 7, or 10 days. In 1 month, it's for the spontaneous travelers who have no fixed itinerary yet. Our German Rail Pass is valid on the German network, of course, but also for certain routes going abroad, like our Intercity Express trains to Liège and Brussels, or our Intercity trains to Italy and Innsbruck, as well as the buses to Prague, for example. The German Rail Pass can be bought 6 months in advance of the journey. And we have passes for single travelers, the twin pass for 2 adults. We have rail youth passes for travelers up to 25 years. Kids up to 15 years travel for free when they are accompanied by a parent. And last but not least, additionally to the network you can use on the trains, we have some bonuses like for shopping outlets in some hostels on the KD Rhine line, which is a boat trip on the River Rhine, and all that you can do with 1 single ticket. If you have a fixed itinerary, or your customers have a fixed itinerary and they know exactly when and where to go, we offer our saver fares. Saver fares start from 29 euros. That means you can go from the top of Germany, like from Hamburg, down to the south, like Munich, for only 29 euros a person in the second class. Saver fare means that you have to use specific trains. You lose a little of flexibility because you need to take that certain train departing on that certain date and time, but you do you make a real bargain. You save a lot of money, and the early birds get the best prices. That's a saver fare. If you have a fixed schedule also, but you still want to be flexible on which trains on the certain route to take, we offer our a flexible ticket. They are available for all the high-speed lines and regional trains, valid for a one-way tour, starting for a maximum of 140 euros in the second class and 230 in the first class. They are available for any destinations within Germany. Travelers who want to travel in the first class always have a reservation for free in our network. That means they do not need to pay extra. But of course, all other travelers can buy a reservation when they want to have a seat. Children always travel for free, no matter whether the parents do have a flexible ticket or a saver fare or a German rail pass, as long as they're stated on the ticket. Children travel alone get 50% discounts. What we are still looking for in Canada is an agency that sells DB products. DB product means not only the products I was just talking about, but our agents also have access to the tickets of 39 other European rail carriers. That means if you are a DB agent, you can combine France, Germany, Italy, Eastern Europe, 39 European rail carriers. Tickets are issued on a GDS-based solution. That means you can use Sabre, Galileo Travelport, Amadeus to issue tickets. DB agents get a ticket stock from DB where tickets can be printed on, but also we offer online tickets, means e-tickets to be printed at home. Or we have like tickets on departure called Bahnticks at Deutsche Bahn, where customers pay their ticket in the agency, but get the tickets printed at the DB vending machine in Germany. If you want to become a rail specialist for Germany and Europe, always feel free to contact me. You will see my contact details at the end also. And if you say, no, becoming a DB agency is a little too much, but I have a couple of customers who wants to use the railway in Germany and Europe, then we offer the DB Rail client. You can get access to it on db-rc.com. There, small travel agencies can register for free. It does not cost anything. You get access to our national and a couple of international DB Rail tickets. The fulfillment is an online ticket, an e-ticket. It's similar to a B2C website, so it's quite an easy and simple booking process. And this is what it would look like. You can simply register, and once it's registered and set up, you can issue the tickets as you wish. A commission is paid, so you don't have to do it for nothing. If you're interested in becoming a DB Rail client partner or a DB agency, please feel free to contact me anytime. You see my contact details here. And if you need more information about our services, products, we have our website, bahn.com. Everything is on it, almost everything, and everything which is not there, feel free to drop me an email or give me a call. I'm glad to help you. Thank you very much so far. That will be it from my side, and I will hand over to Karina, I guess. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. At this point, I would like to thank you all for joining us and express a fantastic and warm thank you to Karina, Birgit, and Joe for joining us this afternoon. We do have a question. I'm seeing that Maya has asked for Karina. How many days would you recommend we budget to travel the scenic routes?
Yes, thank you, Tabitha, and thank you, Maya, for posting this question. There is no standard answer for this. As you saw, that there are many different scenic routes, and they have different lengths. So, for let's say the Halftimbered route, which is almost 3,000 kilometers, You would have to stay months in Germany maybe to enjoy it all, but you can always take out portions of these scenic routes. You don't have to travel them all the way from one point to another. So it is really up to the client how many days he or she has on her hands or on his hands to stay in Germany, and to really see how intense he wants to stay on the castle road, if he wants to see every of the 70 castles, or maybe just pick out 10 of them. And just one advice that I would really give to your clients is rather schedule a bit longer, even though you think you might see everything on a scenic route in, let's say, 4 days. Maybe schedule a little bit longer so you can really enjoy, and you might run into, I don't know, something that you can't foresee, and you want to enjoy this tavern, or you want to enjoy this hotel for a night, or this restaurant, and take another day trip here or there. So it really depends on the route and your the time frame that they have on their hand.
Fantastic. Thank you, Karina, and thank you for the questions. We would like to ask everybody, if you do have any questions, please feel free to write those in the chat box now, and I'll read those aloud. Okay, let's see. And once again, we would like to remind everybody that all of our recorded and past webinars are now present on our YouTube channel. That information will be going out a little bit later today, and we encourage you all to take a look. All right, and let's see if we do have any more chat questions. Nope, I'm seeing that everybody has found me.
Yes, sorry, Tabitha, I do see a question actually by Sue.
Okay, go ahead.
It is for Birgit. It is about the free city ticket. I'm going to read it out. Free city, or do you see it, Birgit?
No, I don't.
Okay, so it's asking regarding the free city ticket. When a couple are traveling, does each person receive a pass for staying at the intercity hotel?
Yes, that's correct. If there are two people and it's a double room with two people, it's both guests getting a ticket.
Very good. That makes total sense, and you can enjoy the city together. That's great.
Yeah, thanks for the question.
No worries. I do not see any further questions. So Tabitha, do you want to sum up maybe?
Of course. So I would once again like to express a very warm thank you to Karina, Birgit, and Joe, and remind everybody that next week's webinar will be at the same time, 1 o'clock on Tuesday, and we'll be looking at living traditions in Germany. So everything from cuckoo clocks to the Alpine cattle drive, as Karina mentioned. And once again, if you have any, if you'd like to touch base on the webinar, you're more than welcome to contact the moderator at TF Bradley, T as in Tango, F as in Fish, BRADLEY at Baxter.net, and she'll be happy to assist you. And once again, I'd like to remind everybody that all of our past webinars are available on our YouTube channel, and that information will be made available on our Twitter, Facebook, and email feeds. Once again, we'd like to thank you for joining us and express a warm thank you to our presenters, and we hope you have a fantastic afternoon. We'll see you next Thursday. Or next Tuesday, rather, my mistake. All right, and with that, we would like to thank everyone, and we hope you have a great afternoon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks.